Hello everyone, welcome back to Rolling Solo. My name is Adam Smith, and today we're going to be unboxing a game called Ark Nova. This comes from Capstone Games, one I've been really looking forward to doing on the channel here. And as you're going to see inside this video, we're going to dive inside the box, check out all the components to give you a great idea as to whether or not this is a game for you. But first, we're going to flip this box over and learn more about what Ark Nova is all about. Before I continue with the unboxing for Ark Nova, a word from our sponsor of this unboxing. GameFound on their platform currently is a game called Utopia. This is a 1 to 4 player worker placement game, and your aim is to be the first to complete 3 butterfly effect missions. And these are iconic moments in history, from the rise of the Roman Empire to the Industrial Revolution, from the Second World War to the colonialization of Mars. Now, each butterfly effect mission is going to require knowledge to be collected or technology to be developed. The game looks very interesting and is literally on the brink of being fully funded at this point in time, with less than 3 days remaining. I'll put a link in the top right hand corner for you guys to check out if you're interested. In Ark Nova, you will plan and design a modern, scientifically managed zoo. Striving to make the most successful zoological establishment, you will build enclosures, accommodate animals, and support conservation projects all over the world. Specialists and unique buildings will help you in achieving this goal. At the heart of Ark Nova are 255 cards featuring animals, specialists, unique enclosures, and conservation projects, each with a particular ability. Use them to increase the appeal and scientific reputation of your zoo and to collect conservation points. Each player has a set of action cards which you'll use and upgrade to carry out your plans. Here's an up-close view of the back of the box. It also mentions there are 2 organizers for easy setup and storage inside. Has a blurb here about the game designer as well, which you can read the content laid out. 1 to 4 players in about 90 to 150 minutes. When you first crack open the box, you're going to find a number of components on top here. You're going to find some baggies inside of a bag itself. You're going to find some cubes, black cubes, yellow, red, and blue, likely for all the player colors. And then down here, you got some markers that are specific and unique. We'll take a look at those up close in a moment. Got a gel pack here we'll get rid of. We got some decks of cards and a rules manual. Let's go through this to start it off. Here's a look at the inside of the rulebook. You'll see the components all laid out, and at the very bottom here, you'll see solo game, number 20. At the very back of the rulebook, we'll be fixated on that section for sure. Now, in a similar vein to what I read on the back of the box, here we have an introduction and goal of the game laid out for Ark Nova. And here's a look at the game laid out on the table inside of a global setup 2-pager. You'll see all the components down the middle, down here the player area, and there's letters and numbers all over the place letting you know exactly what to set up and where. Here's a look at the rulebook as you get past the setup and really into the meat of learning the game itself. It's got the gameplay laid out, and this is really going to show you the format of how the rulebook has been laid out overall. Here's an example of another couple pages inside the rulebook. At this point, I'm going to skip to the back end of the rulebook where we'll focus on the solo section. On the back cover of the rulebook is where the solo game is laid out. You'll see the setup instructions that you need to either change up or add, modify from the original setup. Turn cards here. You've got your gameplay and breaks here, difficulty levels, and solo challenge on the right. For those interested, I've zoomed in a little bit more so you can read the content of the back of this page. You're going to notice right off the hop, the game ends after 6 rounds when only 2 tokens are left on the solo tile, and you move the bottom one to the right. Do not trigger another break, but do the final scoring instead. So this is a very tight game in terms of the number of rounds that you have when playing solo. A couple other important pages inside the box is the glossary here. Has some golden rules gone over, project clarifications. This is actually a booklet of about 3 to 4 pages, all stapled together. And then you have the icon overview, which you'll certainly want to keep close to you when you're learning the game. And here's a quick glance at the back of each of these. Remembering again, this has multiple pages, and you can see more explanations on that icon overview. Now let's go through some of the game boards and punch boards that are inside the box. Here's a look at the Ark Nova game board. This is just one of two sides, and it does run quite long left to right. Here's a look at the left-hand side of the game board and the right-hand side. And I'll flip this over really quick to show you the opposite side. And here is the opposite side of that same game board. So one of the major differences between each side of the game board, one just has a different variety of card spaces in terms of how they're laid out. So you can choose either one. With the game board now covered, let's check out the storage solution that's included inside the box. As it mentioned on the back of the box, there are two trays to organize your tokens and items within the game, and they do have a clear plastic top as well to keep them contained. The game comes with a whole bunch of cards, so we're going to go through each of these packs one at a time. And that, my friends, is going to wrap up the unboxing for Ark Nova. You've seen every single component inside the game, and I can tell you right off the bat, really impressed with the organization trays that are already inside the box, so I can get everything punched out, organized into their right sections, and not have to deal with baggies all over the place. I always love it when games have some type of organization going on out of the box, which is great. Now, the other thing I want to mention is if you are a fan of Terraforming Mars Solo, this might be the next step for you. And there's a lot of people that enjoyed Terraforming Mars that may also like Ark Nova. Now, these games are designed differently. They're not the same to be compared that way, especially at a high level or even in depth in terms of its game design. These are different games, but if the Terraforming Mars vibe appeals to you, then this zoo vibe might appeal to you. And it's kind of in the same similar vein in terms of how the cards are laid out and the look of them. They kind of have that same vibe. So if you liked one, you might like the other. It could be worth looking into, but I hope this unboxing helps you to see everything you'll expect to find inside the box. And then from there, it's up to you as to whether or not this is going to be in your collection. Thank you guys so much for watching. Really appreciate it. And as always, keep on rolling solo.